know Brad Pitt as the dreamy star of hits like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Fight Club, but his real-life saga, particularly his romance with Angelina Jolie, could give even the best screenwriters a run for their money. So exactly how much does one make being a Hollywood heartthrob and half of one of Tinseltown's biggest power couples? Well, in Brad Pitt's case, we're looking at a jaw-dropping net worth of around $400 million. And when you have that kind of money, you can buy the world. So let's take a peek at the stupidly expensive things he owns. Because when you're one of Hollywood's leading men, the only thing more impressive than your acting might just be your spending spree. When it comes to real estate, Brad Pitt isn't just playing house, he's building an empire. From sprawling estates in the French countryside to sleek abodes in sunny California, his real estate portfolio is as impressive as his filmography. Let's kick things off with Pitt's pride and joy, Chateau Miraval. This isn't just some cute French getaway, oh no. We're talking a full-blown estate in Provence, complete with a vineyard that pumps out the Miraval rosé wine that wine snobs and people pretending to know wine adore. Brad and his then-wife Angelina scooped up this chateau in 2008 for a mere $25 million. A steal, right? Now, after years of renovations and squabbling, it's worth a jaw-dropping $164 million. What kind of renovations, you ask? Oh, you know, the usual, like turning a chapel into a parking lot for his fleet of all-terrain vehicles. Who needs prayer when you have a perfect ATV lineup? He's also sunk millions into swimming pools, staircases, and even a recording studio because clearly, when you're not making Hollywood blockbusters, you need to lay down some tracks in your private French chateau. But of course, no A-list purchase is without drama. Since splitting from Angelina Jolie in 2016, this estate has become their legal battleground. Brad even sued Angelina for selling her shares of the winery, which is basically rich people's version of fighting over who gets the dog, or a very weird sequel to Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Not one to stick to just one mansion though. Pitt dropped $5.5 million on Steel House, a slick mid-century modern home in Los Feliz, California, designed by architect Neil M. Johnson. While it's not his main crib, it sure makes for a chic pit stop when Brad's in town. Oh, and guess who bought his old Los Feliz compound? The same person he bought the Steel House from, oil heiress Eileen Getty, for a cool $33 million. You know, casual rich people swapping houses. But then he decided to make a splash, pun intended, with a new home in Carmel, California, setting him back $40 million. This isn't just any seaside shack though. This place, dubbed the D.L. James House, sits on a cliff overlooking the ocean like some kind of evil mastermind's lair. It's also one of the most expensive properties in the area. Brad Pitt doesn't just look cool behind the wheels in his movies. His real-life car collection is the stuff of dreams. Valued at $4 million, it is packed with everything from sleek Audis to roaring American muscle cars. Let's start with a 2015 Aston Martin Vanquish Carbon Edition, which comes somewhere in the $300,000 range. Apparently, this was a gift from his ex-wife Angelina Jolie. This beauty isn't just for show. Thanks to its carbon fiber construction, it's light, fast, and furious. We're talking 201 miles per hour and 0 to 60 in a blistering 3.6 seconds. Plus, with 567 horsepower under the hood, it's probably faster than most of the stunts he's pulled in action films. But it's not all high-octane thrills. Brad also knows how to dial it down for everyday life. Enter the black Audi Q7, which must be his go-to ride for school runs and daily errands. Sure, it's practical, but it's no slouch either. This thing still hits 155 miles per hour and goes 0 to 60 in 7.7 seconds. And how much did he spend? A casual $60,000. Then there's the $155,000 Audi R8 Spider. With 602 horsepower, this bad boy tops out at 203 miles per hour and hits 0 to 60 in just 3.7 seconds. Speaking of speed, there's also his Bentley Continental GT. Starting at over $202,000, this high-performance beast can hit 198 miles per hour thanks to its 542 horsepower. And if you blink, you might miss it going from 0 to 60 in just 3.9 seconds. For something a little different, Pitt owns a rare 2007 BMW Hydrogen 7. This unassuming silver sedan has a trick up its sleeve. It runs on hydrogen gas. Only 100 of these eco-friendly speedsters were made, so it's one of the rarest in Brad's lineup. Of course, Brad wouldn't be Brad without some good old American muscle. And that is where his 2010 Chevrolet Camaro SS with a price tag of $31,000 comes in. With its black paint and orange racing stripes, the design is a throwback to the 1960s. There's also the 1996 Jeep Cherokee, which might be the slowest car in his collection and least expensive at $19,000. Known for its off-road capabilities, the Cherokee is all about adventure. Sure, it only hits 112 miles per hour and does 0 to 60 in 8 seconds, but it's the kind of ride you want when you're taking a detour through the wilderness, or the Hollywood Hills. And yes, there is a Lamborghini Aventador LP 704 in his garage. Worth around $400,000, this supercar boasts a 700 horsepower V12 engine and rockets to 60 miles per hour in just 2.9 seconds. Not one to miss out on the electric revolution, Brad also owns not one, but 2 Tesla Model S, one in black and one in silver. These eco-friendly rides, which start out at $100,000, have a quiet engine but pack a punch with 670 horsepower. They'll take you from 0 to 60 in just over 3 seconds, making them perfect for those low-profile, high-speed Hollywood getaways. Rounding up the list is the $111,000 Mercedes-Benz G55 AMG. Brad has been spotted in his since 2008, and it's easy to see why. This luxury SUV combines serious off-road capabilities with a performance punch, with 493 horsepower going from 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds and a top speed of 130 miles per hour. But Brad's garage isn't just filled with cars. He's also got a motorcycle collection that would make even the toughest biker weep. Among the crown jewels are several Ducatis, including the $65,000 Super Leggera and the $72,500 Desmo Sedici. And because those aren't quite enough, he's also got a $300,000 Ecosse Titanium Series XX, which sounds more like a spaceship than a bike. Oh, and let's not forget the 1942 German reconnaissance motorcycle he picked up while filming Fury. Because why wouldn't you spend $400,000 on a World War II bike that looks like it belongs in a museum? Speaking of high-end vehicles, Pitt isn't just a Hollywood heartthrob with an Oscar and killer looks. He's also a legit pilot. That's right, when he's not lighting up the big screens, he's lighting up the skies. Brad's been flying since the 90s, and he didn't stop at your average private pilot's license. He actually went all in, getting a multi-engine rating, which basically means he can handle everything from a tiny single-engine plane to the big boys with multiple engines. So while most people are trying to figure out how to parallel park, Brad could be out there cruising in those machines like it's no big deal. But if you think Brad's just out there flying in modern luxury, think again. Forget the Gulfstreams and Learjets that the rest of Hollywood elites are coasting around in. Brad went full vintage with his very own Supermarine Spitfire. Yup, a British World War II fighter plane. This beauty cost him a cool $4 million. And of course, it requires some seriously special flying skills. So naturally, Brad had to take lessons to master it. Those lessons don't come cheap either, but when you're flying a piece of history, who's counting? He also has the Cirrus SR-22, which is the one he rolls out for normal flights. This sleek bird seats 4 passengers and has a range of 1,248 nautical miles, perfect for those quick hops between his many luxury homes, or, just a casual afternoon joyride. Brad Pitt hasn't just conquered the land and sky, he's also flirted with the open seas. Rumor has it that back in 2014, he and Angelina allegedly shelled out over 250 million euros, which is nearly $350 million on a mega yacht, with another $200,000 casually tossed in for custom Italian interiors. But here's the plot twist. The yacht linked to Brad turned out to belong to someone else. A slight mix-up, but when you're Brad Pitt, people just assume you own everything expensive. That said, Brad's still no stranger to yacht life. He's been known to rent luxury yachts, sometimes for as much as $100,000 per week. Remember that time he and Angelina took their honeymoon to the next level? They stayed on Athena, a nearly 300-foot, 3-masted schooner that's so fancy it ranks as the 4th largest sailing yacht in the world. Because of course Brad wouldn't settle for anything less. This floating palace comfortably seats 10 guests, spread between a swanky master suite and 4 staterooms. The yacht also comes with all the bells and whistles, like a bridge deck media lounge with a 60-inch plasma screen, because even on a yacht, Netflix is a must. A grand piano in the main salon for impromptu sing-alongs. A library for those intellectual moments, and a restaurant-grade kitchen. Translation, you could probably whip up a Michelin-star meal while sailing the Mediterranean. Finally, we arrive at the man's wardrobe. When it comes to stepping up his fashion game for red carpet events, Pitt doesn't just buy off the rack. Nope, he goes full custom. And with his strong fashion game, it didn't come as a surprise when he became a Brioni brand ambassador in 2019, and he and the brand launched a capsule collection together in 2021. Named Brioni for BP signature, this 7-piece collection included everything from a cashmere polo sweater to exquisite suiting and that stunning dinner jacket he donned while accepting his Oscar for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Now here's a little tidbit. Brioni clarified that Pitt's Oscar ensemble wasn't just a plain tuxedo. It was a black velvet dinner jacket paired with wool and silk black trousers, a crisp white cotton shirt, and black silk bow tie. While the exact price tag on Pitt's custom couture is still unknown, a standard Brioni suit can cost more than $10,000, so you know he's not exactly bargain hunting. And being a brand ambassador comes with perks, of course. But you really need to see his watch collection because it is the stuff of legends. For their wedding, Angelina gifted him a rare 1952 Patek Philippe, worth over $2 million. The man is walking around with a timepiece that costs more than some people's entire lives. And because one Patek isn't enough, Brad's also been spotted rocking a $74,000 Vacheron Constantin 222. But the actor isn't just a watch guy. No, he loves all bling equally. He's also a huge fan of David Yurman jewelry and is often seen wearing a $3,400 signet ring with a bee motif. It's unclear if the bee is some sort of personal mascot or if Brad just really likes honey, but we have to give it to him. He is rocking that piece the way it should be. Here's the thing though. You don't get crowned people's sexiest man alive twice and keep stealing the hearts of teenagers, middle-aged moms, and grandmas without some serious investment in your looks.
Brad, I love you.
I think they got my name wrong. Yeah, it's Mrs. Pitt. Brad is right here, so I'm so sorry, honey. No, really, that was really disrespectful. Hey, Brad Pitt.
Let's face it, Brad Pitt is one of those rare Hollywood unicorns that every generation agrees on. So what's the secret to his everlasting hotness? Sure, it's good lifestyle choices and rock-solid genetics, but let's not forget skincare. Sure, he probably drinks more water than a camel in the desert, but let's be real, it's also skincare, baby. To keep that face looking like it was carved by angels, Brad dove headfirst into the beauty world with his own luxury skincare line, Le Domaine. And if you've ever wanted to wake up with a face even remotely resembling his, here's your shot. Now, this isn't just any drugstore face wash situation. No.
I got a morning wash, I do my serum, I do my day cream, and I'm done. I'm out the door.
Nice try, Brad. Here's the part where you tell us that the basic routine will set you back more than $500. But that's the price of looking like a demigod, right? Plus, really, can you put a price on washing your face like Brad Pitt? If there's even a 1% chance it gets me closer to those cheekbones, I'd say it's money well spent.